What does your next career move require of you? It will certainly ask that you build skill and advance your own skill set in whatever area your focus lies. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, we want to present to you a pivotal partner in your career transition, if you want to do a career switch, or to advance wherever you are working. My name is Crystal Tomlinson, and it is my pleasure to be with you as your moderator for the UWI For You event. And really, this event is about expansion and exposure. Expanding your horizons and understanding of what a postgraduate degree program could do for you and your career ambitions, but also exposing you to the range of opportunities that exist right here on the UWI Mona campus. Now, I'm a student of both the undergraduate and postgraduate programs here at UWI, and I can attest that, in truth and in fact, UWI has something for you. No matter what your interests are, what backgrounds you're coming from, if you want to cross-pollinate, if you're stepping into a new area of skill development, research, teaching, UWI has something for you. In my own experience, I transitioned from the social sciences into science and technology. I understood people, I wanted to marry that with science, and I was, of course, a little intimidated because beginning a postgraduate program requires sacrifice. We have to figure out where we're going to find the time, where will we find the funding, what's the best course of study that's going to give you an advantage in a rapidly changing world. And I found exactly what I needed. My program allowed me to mix my love and understanding for people with a deeper understanding and appreciation for science, technology, research, geography, marine biology, expansive and immersive. Just as I was able to find a program for me, I'm certain that UWI has a program for you. Now, this evening we're going to be hearing from the leaders across the different faculties regarding postgraduate programs. And we're going to begin by hearing or welcome and opening remarks from Professor Marcia Roy, who serves as the Director for Graduate Studies and Research. We're excited to hear what she has to say as she gives you a broad overview of what the programs are on offer and how you can look to advance your own career and personal development through a postgraduate program on the UWI Mona campus. Professor Roy.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Marcia Roy, and I'm the Director for Graduate Studies and Research on the Mona campus. I am a molecular virologist. I study viruses and did my PhD at the University of the West Indies. And it was molecular virologists like myself who, when we sequenced the COVID virus in 2019, we were able to identify that the virus was a new virus, and it was molecular virologists like myself who gave the information so we could develop vaccines to get us out of the COVID pandemic. Now I'm here to tell you a little bit about how you can do a graduate program at UWI. So did you know that UWI Mona has students registered in more than 270 graduate programs with nearly 1,000 graduate courses? This means that there is a graduate course or program at UWI for you. A graduate program that fits your need, whether you want to jumpstart your career, or you want to change your career path, or simply if you want to upskill in a particular area. UWI can help you do that. There is a graduate program or graduate course at UWI for you. Now, did you know that you can do a graduate program at UWI without having a first degree? Let me tell you how you can do that. Let's say you have years of experience in a particular area. You can leverage that experience as entry for a graduate program at UWI. The truth is, sometimes your working experience is as important or even more important than a first degree. So here's what you do. If you don't have a first degree, but you have years of experience in a particular area, you can apply to UWI and you can be matriculated as a specially admitted student, and we will allow you to test drive 2 or 3 graduate courses. And when you are successful at those courses, it's a clear indication to us that you can manage graduate level work. So you can be accepted directly into one of our graduate programs once you are successful. And the courses that you did as specially admitted student can be counted towards your graduate degree. So there is a graduate program and a graduate course at UWI For You. And since we have more than 270 programs and nearly 1,000 courses, then I am telling you that there is a program that fits your need, whether you want to jumpstart your career, or you want to change your career path, or simply if you want to upskill. There is a graduate program at UWI For You. Thank you very much.
Professor Roy, thank you very much for that warm opening and introduction to what is on offer inside the UWI Mona's Graduate Studies and Research Department. Now we're going to move into a section that allows us to get more detail on each of the 7 faculties that exist, including the Institute for Gender and Development Studies. But what she said, and repeated as her refrain, is in fact true. There is a graduate studies program here for you, and here's why we want you to take notes. This is a great time for you to grab your notebook. I want to say a very warm and special welcome to our viewers who are joining us on YouTube at UWI MonaMedia. But this would be a great moment for you to make sure you have some kind of writing implement to take some notes, because the details are going to be pouring in fast and furious. We're going to be hearing from faculty representatives across the gamut of disciplines, from social sciences rather, to humanities, medical sciences, science and technology, law. So if you're not quite sure which faculty you want to begin exploring a course in, now is when you're going to get all the details to help you make a decision. And let's be honest, a first degree is feeling like common currency nowadays. It's not that it's much easier to complete a degree, but it's certainly more accessible. And persons are able to complete that first degree in shorter periods of time using different types of modalities and platforms, whether in-person learning or virtual. So a lot more persons are entering the workspace with a first degree as a basic level of qualification. So if you want to set yourself apart, if you're looking for career advancement, if you're looking to increase your earnings or your earning potential and possibility, or to shift gears, pivot in your current career or switch careers entirely, the postgraduate degree that you choose could in fact help you to do that. It's a strategic moment in your life. The fact that you're tuned into us, it means that you're considering expansion. And the UWI Mona campus is exactly where you need to be. So we're going to make way now to hear from the representatives from each of these faculties, and they'll be giving you information surrounding entry requirements, faculty-specific details, and also outlining the support services that are available, from career advising to library, research, thesis support, access to counseling, healthcare services. Each of those representatives will give you the details you need to make a strategic decision. So, if you haven't grabbed that paper, pen, notepad, or tablet as yet, now is the time, because the information is going to come to allow you to make a crucial decision in your career development.
For graduate studies and research matters. Now, I'm here today to give you a brief overview of some of the programs that we offer in the Faculty of Engineering. The Faculty of Engineering at the UWI Mona offers advanced graduate programs in engineering disciplines. These programs cater to recent graduates and professionals seeking to advance in engineering research and management. One of the programs that we offer is a MSc in Engineering and Management Studies. This program is in collaboration with the Mona School of Business. This program offers practical, theoretical knowledge of modern engineering and management training. It is a 36 credit program which is offered part-time over 6 semesters. Now, in terms of the breakdown of credits for this program, there is 50 credits which is in core courses, 9 credits that is in focus engineering courses such as civil engineering, biomedical engineering, and electrical power engineering. Now, what is the admission for this program? The admission for this program is a Bachelor of Science degree in engineering, in which the requirement is a GPA of 2.5 or above, or a pass degree with a GPA of 2.0 to 2.49 with 2 years experience. Alternatively, you can enter in this program with a Bachelor of Science degree in physics, mathematics, or computing with a GPA of 2.5 or above. The target applicants for this program includes recent graduates transitioning into management or professionals looking to upgrade their skills. Now, if you're looking to do cutting-edge research, we offer several PhD and MPhil programs. We offer MPhil and PhD programs in electronics and computer system engineering. We offer MPhil and PhD in biomedical engineering, electrical power engineering, and civil engineering. Now, what are the admission requirements for our MPhil program? The requirements are a first degree in engineering, physics or natural sciences with a GPA of 3.0 or above, or a upper second class honors. Now, if you do not meet this requirement, you don't have to worry. If you have relevant experience, then you may be considered. In addition to this, if you do not have a background in engineering, there is also an option in which you can do qualifying courses.
Okay.
Now, what are the requirements for PhD programs? The main requirement for PhD programs are a MPhil in related disciplines, or in a case in which you have a top master's that consisted of a research component that is at least 25% of your total credits, then you may also be qualified. Now, why choose the Faculty of Engineering? For one, you'll get to work with leading academics and industry experts. You'll get to access state-of-the-art research facilities. You'll get to build strong partnership with international universities, and you'll get to focus on innovation and regional development. So if you are interested in joining the team at the Faculty of Engineering to pursue your postgraduate degree, then you can contact us by email at engineering@uwimona.edu.jm. You can visit our website for further information. And of course, you can leave your comments in the chat, and we'll be happy to respond. Thank you.
it on? Oh, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Stanley Griffin, one of the heads of departments in the Faculty of Humanities and Education, and it is my privilege to represent Dr. Shaila Esprit, the Deputy Dean for Graduate Matters and Research in the Faculty of Humanities and Education. And the privilege is mine to actually discuss with you why should you want to study humanities and education, studying humankind and the ways in which we learn, the ways in which we think, the ways in which we write. So our history or culture or languages or religions or ways of doing memory or ways of documenting ourselves or ways of communicating, these are all found within the various departments of the Faculty of Humanities and Education. So I'll be going through our 8 departments. We have, starting with the Caribbean School of Media and Communication, commonly known as CARIMAC, and we have several Master of Arts degrees within that institution. We have the Master of Arts of Communication Studies, we have a Master of Arts for Communication and Social and Behavioral Change, and we also have a Master of Art in Integrated Marketing Communication. And in a joint program with the Mona School of Business and Management, we have a Master of Science, the MSc in Media Management. We also have research degrees at the MPhil, referred to as Master of Philosophy or Doctor of Philosophy in Communication Studies. Similarly, in the Department of History and Archaeology, we have a Master of Arts in Public History and Caribbean Heritage, a Master of Arts in History, and research degrees in History as well. In the ICS, the Institute for Caribbean Studies, we look at cultural studies particularly, and we have a Master of Arts in Cultural Studies there, as well as a Master of Philosophy and the Doctor of Philosophy in Cultural Studies. We also have Language, Linguistics, and Philosophy, and we start off with a postgraduate diploma in linguistics, as well as a Master of Arts in Linguistics, English Language, Philosophy, and research degrees in those disciplines, in philosophy and linguistics. We also have a lovely program that looks at Africa and African diaspora studies. So the Department of Language, Linguistics, and Philosophy is an exciting place to discuss the ways and think about the ways in which we speak and think. In our other department that's coming up, we have the Department of Library and Information Studies, my own department. And in that department, our department, we think about the ways in which we document ourselves, we access information. So we have 2 master's degrees currently. We have a Master of Library and Information Studies that will prepare you for the work of curating information as a librarian, and a Master of Arts in Archives and Records Management, as well as a Master of Philosophy and a Doctor of Philosophy in Information Studies. Similarly, for the Department of Literatures in English, we have a fascinating degree that looks at literatures in English, creative writing, and so on and so forth, both at the Master of Arts, the Master of Philosophy, and doctoral degree levels. In this department, the Department of Modern Languages and Literatures, we look at languages, especially modern languages, looking at French, Spanish. And at the undergraduate level, there's some other ones as well, Mandarin and so forth. But at the postgraduate level, we think about translation in French and Spanish, and as a Master of Arts in Language, Literatures, and Film Studies, looking at French and Spanish languages, as well as a Master of Philosophy in French, Spanish, or the Doctor of Philosophy in French and Spanish. Our affiliated institution, the United Theological College of the West Indies, we focus on religion, particularly Christian religion. And we have a Master of Arts in Contextual Ministries, a Master of Arts in Theology, as well as doctoral degrees in Theology, and a Master of Philosophy research degree in Theology, and a Doctorate of Ministry. And in our School of Education, we have several degrees, Master of Eds, Master of Education in higher level education management, leadership, and technical vocational education, and we have teacher education and teacher development, as well as the Master of Arts in Teaching, with a whole wide list of specializations from history, IT, and so on and so forth. So literally, you could study to be an excellent educator at the master's level in the School of Education. This also includes several other specialties in early childhood education, education for sustainable development and global citizenship and peace, educational leadership and management, educational planning and policy, language education, literacy studies, mathematics education, and science education. And it continues a wide range of education degrees looking at inclusive and special education, leadership in early childhood development, and postgraduate diplomas in teacher education, and so on, in addition to the Master of Philosophy and Doctor of Philosophy. Think about the humanities and the Faculty of Humanities and Education, and please join us. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Marilyn Sheriff, Graduate Coordinator in the Institute for Gender and Development Studies, Regional Coordinating Office. I am very new to the RCO, and up until recently, Dr. Delia Bean, or Head of Department at the Mona Campus Unit, quite masterfully administered this portfolio. So I hope I'll do justice in representing the RCO and its cadre of programs. Nevertheless, I'm not completely alone today. With me in the YouTube chat is our University Director, Dr. Halima Deschamps, and our Administrative Officer, Ms. Ingrid Nicely, who will be answering questions in the chat in real time. So, who are we? The IGDS is a multidisciplinary institute of the UWI that was established in 1993. The RCO is the regional office or hub of the IGDS with 3 campus-based units based in the Vice Chancellery and is located at the regional headquarters of the UWI in Jamaica. Why study gender? Well, because gender and development studies as a discipline interrogates the complexity of Caribbean gender relations and the subsystems that constitute Caribbean political economy and society. Our specialized programs in advanced diploma, master's, MPhil, and PhD in gender studies and development studies are designed to train students in the areas of gender mainstreaming and gender policy implementation, research in a range of thematic areas in gender and development studies, as well as provide practical strategies for fostering inclusive workplaces and communities. We work collaboratively. Some of our partners include Caribbean governments, national, regional, and international development partners, partners in civil society and community-based organizations, and other international higher education institutions across various regions of the world. Our mission and vision center on capacity building in the area of gender transformative work, and we do this across a range of thematic areas, including climate change, economy, and social justice. So our IGS campus units, there are 4 units, headed by the University Director IGDS, who also serves as a dean in the Regional Coordinating Office. At the St. Augustine campus unit in Trinidad, Dr. Suan Barat, who is head of department, and heads of departments at the Mona campus units and the Barbados Neo Barrow unit, Dr. Delia Bean and Dr. Tanya Haynes. Let's look at our team in the RCO, our academic team. Dr. Doreen Gordon and Dr. Natasha Mortley are our senior lecturer and senior research fellows, and they're supported by 2 adjunct lecturers, Mrs. Carol Watson-Williams and Dr. Warren Thompson. Our program timelines for the program, the postgraduate diploma, is generally 2 years full-time or 1 year full-time or 2 years part-time. Part-time, it involves 2 compulsory courses, one elective course and a research seminar. The Masters in Gender and Development Studies usually takes around 18 months full-time and 30 months part-time. It involves 5 compulsory core courses, 2 elective courses, 1 seminar, a research paper of a maximum 20,000 words, or an internship, work and report, 12,000 words. The Masters of Philosophy program is generally full-time 3 years, part-time 5 years. It involves 1 core course, 2 research methods courses, 1 online research ethics course, and of course there's a thesis of 50,000 words. Similarly, the doctorate program involves a PhD thesis of 80,000 words, and the general program timeline is 5 years full-time or 7 years part-time. So what are the admission requirements for each program? Briefly, for the postgraduate diploma and the Masters in Gender and Development Studies, all applicants must have at least a first degree with a lowest second-class honors, a minimum GPA of 2.5 or equivalent. Of course, preference is given to students with some prior exposure or experience in gender studies, such as the UWI major or minor in Gender and Development Studies. For the master's program as well, you would have to present an 800 words personal statement. And this is where you get a chance to shine and make the best first impression on the admissions review committee. Let's now take a look at the Masters with Research track. The Masters with Research track has 5 core courses, 2 electives, which must be at the master's level, 1 seminar, non-credit, and a research paper. The internship track is very much similar, except instead of doing a research paper, there's a 2 to 3 month internship and report. The report is a maximum of 12,000 words. For the MPhil program and the PhD program, applicants must have a first degree with at least a second-class honors, minimum GPA of 3.0 or equivalent, or postgraduate degree or a postgraduate degree from a recognized tertiary institution. You must show that you have the capacity to engage in independent work for a research degree and be able to carry out a rigorous research program. We know that life happens, so you will be able to transition between program levels. For example, you will be able to transition between a master's and postgraduate diploma should you be unable to complete the program or you fail to complete the program successfully. However, you must complete the PG DIP core courses and required electives, and it carries for the different programs. How to apply? You must apply on SAS by visiting the OGESR website. You are to submit a personal statement or research proposal, minimum 800 to 1,000 words for the MSc personal statement, official transcripts, and 2 references. Scholarships and prizes within the Institute for Gender and Development Studies include access to campus-wide scholarships, which you may access through Campus Pipeline, the Catherine James Scholarship, which provides applicants with a tuition contribution to MSc students, the Lorraine Emmanuel Graduate Award, which entails a book prize and small cash award, as well as small travel grants and subsistence that is considered on a case-by-case basis. Our students gain skills that are valued in work with research centers, regional and international organizations, legal and medical professions, governments, and NGOs. Some of the backgrounds of our candidates span medicine, law, humanities and education, and the social sciences. Research interests in the IGDS includes social stratification and diversity, Caribbean masculinities, Caribbean history, and so on. And a few of the organizations with which our graduates work include the University of the West Indies, Regional Gender Bureaus, Jamaica AIDS Support, and the PIOJ. Some frequently asked questions. Applications for semester 1, March 31st. It's an application deadline for semester 2, October 31st. And you are also able to withdraw from the program. Well, there's an automatic withdrawal if registration is incomplete at the end of the registration period, and if you fail to complete 50% of coursework in any semester. So in conclusion, there is a maximum time limit for the postgraduate diploma, 3 semesters or 2 years maximum. For the master's program, 2 academic years or 4 years maximum. For the MPhil, 3 years full-time, 5 years part-time. And for the PhD, 5 years full-time or 7 years part-time. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Ramona Biholar, Deputy Dean for Graduate Studies and Research in the Faculty of Law. And I'm very happy to share with you a little bit about graduate studies at Mona Law. We offer the unique UWI Master of Laws or LLM program, as well as the MPhil or PhD and PhD program. And I'm saying unique because this LLM program is capturing the one UWI character of this university. It provides a cross-campus degree with virtual regional classrooms. What that means is that while you're based at Mona, you can choose courses taught by law experts at Mona, Cayfield, and St. Augustine. Classes will be online to support this regional character of the program, and your classmates will be from around the Caribbean. Your teachers are among the best law experts in your area of study in the region, and most of them are also trained lawyers. They will bring a wealth of experience from the private bar. They would have worked as senior government officials, as advisors to the government, as well as legal counsel to various companies and government bodies. Some are already involved in strengthening the capacity of government officials, business leaders, civil society organizations, and legal professionals in areas such as arbitration, corporate governance, financial crime, and human rights around the region. The LLM program at Mona Law has 2 streams, the UWI LLM in corporate and commercial law, and the UWI LLM in public law that you can take either full-time or part-time. We offer new exciting courses all the time, so apart from traditional ones, we introduce new courses in areas such as intellectual property, such as geographical indicators in a global market, or in corporate governance, the course Legal Aspects of Corporate Misconduct, or the very exciting course Nuclear Law that deals with the regulation of the use of nuclear energy. The MPhil PhD program is offering the possibility to do graduate research that is original, that creates new knowledge, that informs policy making and development. Our Mona Law graduate students are covering topics such as cyberspace laws, financial crimes, bauxite mining, investment law and the rights of individuals and communities, assisted reproductive technology, or the Property Rights of Spouses Act. Of course, you are interested in entry requirements. So for the LLM, you are required to have a Bachelor of Laws. For the MPhil program, the requirement is to have an approved graduate research degree or a taught master's degree from the UWI or from other approved university that has a research component. For the PhD program, the entry requirements are similar to the MPhil program, or those students who are already registered in the MPhil program and would have met the upgrading requirements to a PhD, they can enroll into the PhD program. For an LLM, you will have to have the GPA 2.5 or a second lower class honors. And for research degrees, you would need a GPA of 3.0 or upper second class honors. Also, you can benefit from special admissions. So if you're a law or a non-law professional and you are interested in career development or personal growth, you can take a Mona Law graduate law course as a professional development short course. And courses can be audited, or you can actually complete them for credits, and this can be a great gateway to enrollment in a degree program. For more information, please reach out to us by phone or to our website, and later on in the Q&A section. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to welcome you at Mona Law.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Curtis Busby Earl, and I am here to tell you a little bit today about the Faculty of Science and Technology. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to all of my colleagues who came before me, and told you all about some of the processes and procedures for applications and how some of the courses could be conducted and so on. I would like to tell you about my faculty, the Faculty of Science and Technology, which is the go-to place for science and technology. We have been and continue to make a difference here in Jamaica, regionally and internationally. So for example, from our Build Out Our Science Teachers Program, or BOOST, and our seminars where we've helped our secondary school teachers come to terms and to learn about large language models and artificial intelligence, to members of the team on our climate studies group who were part of a Nobel Prize winning team. You saw as well earlier Professor Marcia Roy. She's one of ours. And as she told you, she's a virologist, but what she didn't tell you is that she also won an international award, the Marie Curie Award, some years ago. So you coming to FST will no doubt be among the best in the world. And so regardless of what your interest may be, come and tell us what you're interested in. We expect to have interactive conversations and very interesting conversations with you. And no doubt you already know what you're capable of. Come and tell us and show us what your capabilities are. And who knows, you may end up showing the world what your capabilities are. So at the FST, we have the Caribbean Center for Research in Bioscience, or CCRIB. And throughout our faculty, we have programs that are both research-based or, if you prefer, taught-based. So there are the MPhils and PhDs in biotechnology and in ethnobotany and ethnobiology and in pharmacognosy. And throughout, you'll see on your screen the names and email addresses for all of those who are associated with these various programs and to whom you can send emails and ask questions and begin those conversations that I mentioned earlier. In particular, we recently were featured in an article, in a journal article, international article, on ethnobiology, where our program here at the University of the West Indies at Mona was mentioned as one of the few that are internationally available in this pioneering field. And I mean, the little I know is you'll be looking at things like indigenous flora and cultures and how those could be used in medicine. It's a very, very, very interesting area. Go talk to Dr. Ina. She'll tell you lots about it. There's also the taught program of the MSc in biotechnology. And Dr. Sylvia Mitchell, for example, right here, our national dish, ackee and saltfish. Do you know that the size of the seeds in the ackees actually has a difference? It makes a difference with regard to the toxicity. Talk to Dr. Sylvia, she'll tell you some more. In the Department of Chemistry, we have the MPhil and PhDs in chemistry and the MPhil and PhD in occupational and environmental safety and health. You can have a chat with Dr. Paul Mirage. The MSc, which is the taught program, is also in occupational and environmental safety and health. And the diploma, the postgraduate certificate, and the MSc in agro-processing technology. And you can have a chat with, firstly, Dr. Norbert Campbell for the OSH program, and Dr. Ian Thompson for the agro-processing technology. Dr. Ian, again, remember I said we're making a difference locally, regionally, and internationally? Dr. Ian was pivotal years ago in developing a process for creating cassava flour. You see that on our shelves on almost any supermarket nowadays, cassava breads and so on. Talk to Dr. Ian. Now here's where there may be a little bit of bias in computing, because I'm a computer scientist. But in computing, we have the MPhil and PhD computer science, the taught programs in computer science and computer-based management information systems, the postgraduate certificate, and the diploma and the master's in applied data science. Now, again, it was my colleagues who had those seminars that talked about LLMs and teaching and how we could change our approach, and in that way we adopt LLMs and things like ChatGPT and not fear them. Yeah? But we also were a part of a team that developed a technology that's used in many of North America's most prestigious teaching institutions for simulating heart surgery. That's us here in the Department of Computing at UWI Mona in the FST. In geography and geology, we have an MPhil and PhD in geography, the MPhil and PhD in geology, and you can contact Dr. Thera Edwards. Now, we are all about interdepartmental and collaborative work. And so colleagues in geography and geology, and for example, our colleagues in the Department of Physics and in computing have all done work in climate studies. Same with our colleagues in CCRIB. Again, if you are in a particular area and you're in industry, but you have these ideas and you think they may be crazy ideas because it involves something in geography or it may involve something in chemistry, again, come and talk to us. It may not be that crazy after all. In life sciences, we have the MPhil and PhD in botany, zoology, environmental biology, environmental management, and marine sciences. And again, most recently, Dr. Dwight Robinson we noted his work in the coffee industry, in finding a solution to the coffee borer, which has been a pest that has plagued our coffee growers for decades. But again, that's FST here at Mona. There's also the taught program in natural resource management, and you can contact Dr. Vivian Vassell. You can contact Dr. Tanise Hall for the research programs. And there's also the MSc in Agricultural Entrepreneurship, and you can talk to Professor Noureddin bin Keblia. In life sciences as well, we have, of course, the well-renowned professors Mona Weber and the very recently minted Ambassador Dale Weber. Give them a call, send them a note. In our Department of Mathematics, we host the National Math Olympiad. We have dozens of high school students here in this very location quite often. That's our Department of Mathematics. And for the research programs, you can contact Dr. Diptaranjan Behera. In the taught programs, you can also contact Dr. Behera. But for our MSc in Enterprise Risk Management, you can contact Dr. Orinthia Fisher-Howe. And finally, in our Department of Physics, again, we have a world-renowned team of climate scientists. They were as well part of, as I said earlier, of the team, one of the founding members of that very same group who were part of that team that won that Nobel Prize. The MPhil and PhD in physics, or in applied physics, or in electronics, please contact Dr. Leonardo Clark. For the MSc in Renewable Energy Management, Renewable Energy Technology, Digital Technology, and Advanced Electronic Systems, Dr. Jayaka Campbell. And for the MSc in Clinical Medical Physics, Mr. Sanchez Palmer. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. I look forward to seeing you sometime soon in the Faculty of Science and Technology, and we are all looking forward to having really engaging and exciting conversations and research in our faculty. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. You wanted to talk to me?
Good evening. I am Tracy McFarlane, the Associate Dean in the Faculty of Social Sciences for Graduate Studies and Research. On behalf of the Dean of the Faculty, who is Dr. Heather Ricketts, it is my absolute pleasure to give you a brief overview of the graduate programs that we offer in the social sciences. Our administrative officer, Ms. Kayan Henry, is online. She's in the chat and ready to answer any questions that you have, as well as we have coordinators of some of our graduate programs who will be happy to answer questions in the chat. So please go ahead and engage with us there. Our faculty is the largest faculty at the University of the West Indies. And so in delivering graduate training, we do so across 4 departments. That would be the Department of Economics, Government, Management Studies, and the Department of Sociology, Psychology, and Social Work. We have one institute, the Sir Arthur Lewis Institute of Social and Economic Studies, and we have one business school, the Mona School of Business and Management. Now, as I said, we have a very large faculty. And across those departments that I just mentioned, departments, institutes, and the business school, we offer a grand 34 innovative graduate programs. And these represent different disciplines, and we have them in different modalities and formats, full-time, part-time, online, and face-to-face. But not all of our programs are available in all of these formats. However, what I can tell you is that our programs are designed to cater for a wide range of academic and professional interests. Now, do you want to be a leader? Well, we build leaders. And how do we do that? We train our students to analyze complex problems and aid in their solutions. We also train students to generate relevant ideas to improve organizations and the regions. And we our students, our graduates are able to develop leadership skills for meaningful career advancement. So if you want to have impact and influence in the region, in your local sphere, community, and country, then you need to enroll in a graduate program in the Faculty of Social Sciences, because we build leaders for development. We have a strong tradition of producing innovative and skilled leaders who will make an invaluable contribution to their careers and society. So as I said, we have a wide range of programs, and you wouldn't want me to stand here to tell you all of them. There are variations in the entry requirements. So the graduate school has a minimum GPA of 2.5, but some programs require a higher GPA, as well as work experience, research experience, and there are other variations in the entry requirements. We also have a range of fees and different program requirements. So I am encouraging you to click on the link to the graduate programs in the Faculty of Social Sciences. So Ken will be pasting the link to the website in the chat, and I invite you to click on that link. I'd like to show it to you now, just a little bit of what it looks like. So go ahead and click on the link, and when you do, you'll see all the graduate programs in our faculty listed, and you can engage with each of those links so that you can get the detailed information about how to apply and what we're looking for in our candidates, and how you can position yourself to be a competitive applicant for acceptance into our very outstanding graduate programs in the social sciences. I am looking forward to seeing your application and to welcoming you into the Faculty of Social Sciences. All the best with your career development.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Dr. Aldim Facey of the Mona Academy of Sport. I thank you for joining us, and I would like to introduce you to some of our graduate programs here at the Mona Academy of Sport, which is one of the academies in the Faculty of Sport, UA. So we have a total of 6 graduate programs, and these include the MSc in Sport, MSc in Sports Medicine, MSc in Sport and Exercise Medicine, MSc in Sport Business Management, MSc in Sport and Interdisciplinary Pain Management, and finally the MPhil/PhD in Sport. So the first one that I'll be looking at is the MSc in Sport, and this program provides advanced education in four key areas: coaching, kinetics, biomechanics, and strength and conditioning training. The minimum requirement for entry is a bachelor's degree in sport or related discipline with a minimum GPA of 2.5. However, we understand that many sport practitioners, coaches, sport administrators may not have a BSc degree, but years, decades of experience. We've considered you, and mature applicants may also be admitted. We also don't want you to complete a degree and then sit on it. So what can you do with your degree? So with the MSc in Sport, you could work as a sports scientist, strength and conditioning coach, biomechanics specialist, sport researcher, or a high performance coach. The second degree option that I would like to highlight is the MSc in Sport Business Management. So this program focuses on sport business, preparing graduates for leadership, management, event planning, and marketing. And we have specializations which include sport and community development and sports tourism. The programs that we offer also include a practicum component, because we encourage students to engage in the theory and engage in the practice as well. So the options that are available for you in terms of your career on completion of this degree include the Sport Business Manager, Event and Facilities Manager, sport marketing executive, and a tourism consultant, among others. The third degree that I would like to highlight is the MSc in Sports Medicine, and this is specific to the medical practitioners. You must be a registered medical doctor to be enrolled in the Sports Medicine program. It's designed for practitioners, and the program provides training in the management and prevention of sport injuries, and it covers applied sports medicine, exercise physiology, sports psychology and nutrition, as well as pharmacology. As mentioned before, all our programs have an on-site practicum, which will give you hands-on experience in the sporting arena. Now, I want to highlight that given that many sport practitioners are fully engaged, are working their 9 to 5, we've created this program specially for you with the blended approach. So you can access the programs online, but we also have the practicum on-site engagement. So the career options for sports medicine physicians is you may work as a team physician, sports medicine specialist, consultant for sport organization, and rehabilitation and injury management expert. Now, this is an option for medical practitioners. In lieu of a Doctor of Medicine degree, you can become engaged in sports medicine, and it may be an exciting option for you to travel with teams all across the world, work at the Olympic Games, World Championships, and it is a very rewarding experience for you, so check that out. Next, we have the Sport and Exercise Medicine, and similar to the Sports Medicine program, this is specific to physical therapists. So you must be a registered, licensed physical therapist in order to be enrolled in this program. Similar career options, you may work as a sport physical therapist, a rehabilitation specialist, high performance trainer, sport and exercise medicine consultant. Oops. The fifth degree program that we offer at the graduate level is the Interdisciplinary Sport Pain Management Program, and this focuses on managing pain in athletes, covering neuroscience, pharmacological and non-pharmacological treatments, and ethical considerations. And this is designed for healthcare professionals, so the nurses, the physical therapists, occupational therapists, psychologists, those are the target audience for this program. And finally, I want to mention the MPhil PhD in sport. Now, the sporting arena captures all disciplines. If you're an attorney, if you're a medical doctor, if you're a businessman, there's something for you in the sporting arena. The MPhil PhD Sport allows you to become engaged in a research project that is tailored to your specific interest. You may want to study the economic benefits of sport in Jamaica or the Caribbean, and there's a pathway for you. We have students in sport biomechanics, sport economics engaged in our PhD program. So the Faculty of Sport, multidisciplinary, and we would like to engage all participants, all candidates, and there are many avenues for entry, which includes the mature entry as mentioned before. A lot can be said about the sport programs, but I invite you to visit our website at our faculty website at the uwi.edu/sport, and you can apply there, you can receive more information, brochures are available, and you can become fully engaged in our offerings. Thank you for listening. See you.
Good evening. I'm Roxanne Melbourne Chambers, Deputy Dean of Graduate Studies in the Faculty of Medical Sciences, the oldest faculty within this university. I want to thank you for taking the time out to join us today to learn more about the exciting opportunities available in the university's first faculty, which was conceived and nurtured to serve the needs of the English-speaking Caribbean through research and clinical programs. We're thrilled to have you here to inform you about how our programs can advance your career and contribute to the sustenance of the future of healthcare in our region. And in that vein, we have many of our program coordinators online prepared to answer your questions. So our faculty offers a diverse range of postgraduate medical science programs, over 50, tailored to meet the varied interests and career goals of our students. So whether you're interested in advancing your career in nursing, in pediatrics, public health, biomedical research, an academic career in research within the medical sciences, forensic sciences, we have a program designed to equip you with the expertise and competencies needed for you to excel. And each program has been meticulously designed by national and regional experts in their fields, incorporating the latest research and best practices. Our faculty comprises renowned clinicians and researchers who are dedicated to providing exceptional mentorship and guidance. Our curriculum emphasizes a blend of theoretical knowledge and practical application, ensuring you gain hands-on experience in real-world settings. You will have access to state-of-the-art facilities, advanced technologies, and collaborative research opportunities. Furthermore, our programs foster a supportive and inclusive learning environment where you can connect with peers and build long-lasting professional and social networks. Upon completion of our programs, you'll be well prepared to take on leadership roles, contribute to cutting-edge research, and provide exceptional patient care. The demand for highly skilled health professionals is constantly growing, and our graduates are highly sought after by hospitals, research institutions, and healthcare organizations, both nationally, regionally, and internationally. So from short one-year diploma courses, for example, in loss, grief, and trauma management, adolescent health and advocacy, to Master of Science programs in a wide range of areas, stretching from biomedical research, nursing, nutrition, aging, public health, epidemiology, forensic sciences, physical therapy, medical microbiology, counseling, nursing, anatomy, biochemistry, applied pharmacology, and I must say here that we're so proud to have 2 new master's programs designed to meet the needs of our community. So we have coming on stream a Master of Science in Speech and Language Pathology and also a Master of Science in Occupational Therapy. The Master of Science in Occupational Therapy will represent the first program, such program in the English-speaking Caribbean. We welcome you to explore that opportunity. We also have doctoral level and MPhil programs. Similarly, in many of the sciences, nutrition, public health, and basic sciences. For doctors, we know that post-MBBS training, there are Doctor of Medicine programs that will facilitate training in specialties, wide-ranging medical and surgical specialties, and also we have clinical fellowships for doctors wishing to subspecialize, and these exist in neonatology, critical care medicine, maternal and fetal medicine, gastroenterology, gynecological oncology, nephrology, child and youth psychiatry. Now, many of my colleagues have spoken to the requirements for postgraduate education at this university, and generally the requirements are similar for all graduate programs, but there will be nuances based on the specific program. So I want to end by encouraging you to contact us, to speak with our representatives online, and to assure you that our Faculty of Medical Sciences is here for you. We believe that our postgraduate medical sciences program can provide you with the tools and knowledge you need to achieve your professional aspirations and become a distinguished graduate of the top 1.5% of universities globally. Thank you for your attention, and please remember to meet with our representatives online or visit us in our office or check our website. Thank you.
And thank you as well to all the representatives of the institutes and faculties that shared with us the expansive, impressive, and comprehensive offerings across the length and breadth of the university's postgraduate offerings. Now, I hope that you are feeling excited and a little bit curious, flush with questions on how you can get registered and what additional steps are required to position yourself in one of these programs. But no matter the program you choose, whether it is from the Institute for Gender and Development Studies or the faculties of Engineering, Humanities and Education, Medical Sciences, Social Sciences, Science and Technology, Law, or Sports, I hope you are confident that you will graduate your program positioned to be a leader and change maker in your field of choice. Now, there are some questions that you have to ask yourself before you make a decision. And I want to caution you, with all the information that you've received so far, while you might feel like you need to take a whole lot of time to reflect and ponder and discuss and assess, you don't have a lot of time, because registration will end on March 31. So you have just about 4 weeks to synthesize, assess, and decide what you're going to be pursuing your postgraduate studies in. So what are some of those questions that you really need to be asking yourself? First and foremost, you must be asking about the credibility of the institution that you want to study at. And the University of the West Indies is literally positioned as the premier tertiary institution in the region. They're globally recognized and internationally accredited, top 3% worldwide and the #1 in the Caribbean. So you will leave undeniably with the prestige and influence that comes with the tag University of the West Indies. Now, you also want to make sure you're clear on the academic and program fit. You want to know who your faculty representatives and members are and what their experiences are as well. The program timelines and how well they align with your own schedule and the deadlines you have for your career goals. The program structure, is it research-based, taught, hybrid, hands-on, with industry-based learning? You must ask those critical questions and get the answers by or before March 31 when registration closes. Now, as you ponder, take note, do the synthesizing, and move closer to making a decision, we want to share with you more on what makes the University of the West Indies a premier top-notch institution regionally and globally. And that's the work it does in industry-leading and change-making research. So, take a look. This video presentation is going to be showcasing some of the groundbreaking research taking place at the UWI and how it ties in to postgraduate studies.
Join us for UWI Research Day, where innovation meets action under the theme Driving Jamaican, Caribbean and Global Development Through Research, Innovation and Advocacy. Witness groundbreaking discoveries that redefine policies, transform industries and empower communities. Explore interactive exhibits, engage with visionary thinkers, and watch as innovators pitch life-changing projects to global donors. Students, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and dreamers, this is your invitation to shape tomorrow. Mark your calendar, March 13, 2025.
excited and focused on what you need to decide on heading into your postgraduate journey. Now we're moving into a panel discussion to explore why a postgraduate education from the University of the West Indies makes sense for you and will help you at this pivotal juncture as you're deciding what to do next. And we have a panel of 3 students who have gone through the graduate program here, and one I gather who is inside the PhD program currently. So I am joined by, first to my extreme left, Javon Gordon, and he's a trailblazer in the field of communications and media. He embodies resilience, ambition, and a deep commitment to transformative action. He's armed with his first-class honors degree in integrated marketing, communication, and international relations, and a master's in communication for social and behavior change. Javon is really helping to shape narratives as a communications and media specialist, a journalist, social media manager, digital creator, radio host, TV host. So when we talk about the gamut of career choices you can make, some people say it's either or, it's this and. Yes? Thank you for joining us this evening, Javon. Our second panelist is Shaquille Benti, and he is a sport master's student. Now, Shaquille is a sports journalist, a presenter, and also facilities manager at the University of the West Indies, Mona. He's currently pursuing his master's degree in sports business management, and he has worked with some of the most notable media outlets locally and regionally, from IRI FM to Sportsmax, Winner Sport TV in St. Lucia, and provides expert coverage and analysis across various sporting disciplines. Now, he's the founder also of Stadium 876 and Benti Talks Sports, where he also creates compelling content that highlights Jamaican and international sports and sporting stars. So as he works in media, manages at the UWI Mona Bowl, oversees facilities, and also the planning and execution of sporting events, he has found the time today to share with us his own experiences in the postgraduate program. Now, rounding out our panel, he may be no stranger to you by name, but perhaps by face. You may know him as the voice behind Rooster's World JA on X, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. He is passionate about our environmental issues and preserving the integrity of our environmental ecosystems in Jamaica. His name is Damian White, and he holds a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Biology and a Master of Philosophy in Zoology. Now, he's currently pursuing his PhD in Zoology at the University of the West Indies, Mona. Now, he comes with over 25 years of experience in environmental advocacy and engages as a biologist focusing on various vertebrates. Now, as I said, he does have his social media channel, and we see here from our panel that we have advocates and media specialists, even if they didn't study media and communications. And I think that's really part of what an education, a tertiary education, offers you, that versatility to speak, whether you're on camera or off camera, advocate, and to express yourself in a convincing way. So the first question I want you to answer may help to convince some of the persons on the other side of the screen on why they need to pursue a postgraduate program. I'll start with you, Javon. When you decided to pursue postgraduate studies, what were some of the questions that you asked yourself to make that decision?
So the first question for me is, how am I going to afford it? I think that's the biggest question that many persons have, because especially at Karimat, those are not sponsored degree programs. So those programs are in the millions range. So you as an undergrad student with no job, no experience, you're wondering how are you going to fund your tertiary, your postgraduate degree. And for me, I just took the step. I just started, because I believe things will fall in line once you put the work in. So once you start setting up yourself in a way to get that funding in place and take it one step at a time, the university has a lot of programs in place for you, like a payment plan, or you have jobs on campus. And because of the wealth of experience that you get here, joining the clubs and meeting the people, you get that internship and opportunities for you to fund that postgraduate education. And it's so important for you to take that step, especially in my field of communication, where you have to be at the top of your game. So if you're not getting those certificates, if you're not advancing in the knowledge in the field, you have to ensure you're top of the game. So you have to find ways and avenues in order to be the best communicator, be the best TV and radio personality. So you have to train yourself, and in that way, having a postgraduate degree has helped me to be not only a social media manager, or not only a TV or show host, but also consultancies with the United Nations, or help you in government organizations so you can be one of the thought leaders or experts on the thought process or the field. So that's one of those questions I ask myself, that I really want to be at the top of my game. I really want to be the best person out there. So being here and training here has helped me to do that. And persons, if you want to be the best, you have to get the best training.
All right, so funding and really setting yourself apart among your colleagues. What would you say, Shaquille, was one of the most important questions that you had to ask to make that decision?
I'm totally in agreement with Javon. Setting yourself apart is one of the main things for me.
Yeah.
That's why I decided to pursue my postgraduate degree. So it's more of specializing. So let's speak about how can I improve myself. So within the sports media field, I wanted to learn everything about it, the business behind it, what it takes to launch a competition, the events, what goes into everything. So once you have that understanding within the media realm, it just can only boost you. Javon mentioned how competitive that is, and you have to set yourself apart. And what better way to do that than by coming back to the university and gaining that experience through industry leaders and learning that hands-on experience within the realm of sports. So for me, it was about bettering myself and just getting that job.
Thank you very much. No, we're joined by what I would call a triple threat, right? Because he didn't just stop with the masters. He's now inside his PhD program. At what point do you decide that you're not done learning? Because we have persons who are watching now and they are thinking, I'm done, I can't go back to school, I've aged out, it's gonna be too hard, too difficult. But here you are, first degree, master's, PhD, and I'm not seeing any bags under your eyes. So there must be some kind of secret to doing all of that and managing a media channel. How did you know that you wanted to continue? What are some of the things that you weighed?
The first thing I would want to say, unlike the other panelists, I did not know I wanted to. When I finished my first degree, I said this was done with school. So I came to the university from a rural area knowing that you should come. And then from a rural area, I weren't exposed to the different sciences. You were told that from there you can be a lawyer, doctor, nurse. Exposed to the university, you come up here and say, wow, I hate the hospital. And then I see people studying birds, people studying plants, going out with other researchers. And then it opened up my mind. So when I finished my first degree, I was like, what should I do? But going out with other experts in the area, you know, volunteering, that's one of the first things. Volunteering helped me to shape on what I'm going to do next. Because one of the first things that hit me when I was planning on doing postgrad, can I write a research proposal? Was I smart enough? Because when I look, I see smart people. So the part where I mentioned before, going out, volunteer, work with other experts, that helped me in focusing in learning how to create a proposal, focus in my mind that, hey, you know what? I don't really like plants that much, I like birds. So guess what? I'm going to be doing researching with birds. And when some of these researchers that you go in and volunteer, then they will show you different funding opportunities. Yes. So as I will state, go out, volunteer, read. If you find something interesting, send an email to that researcher. And most time they will answer, and that will help guide you into what program you want to do. Because for some people it's not clear. I finished my first degree, what I'm going to be doing next, and you're there and you feel lost. But there is hope. You can send an email. You can come on the department. There are people looking for people to come on their project. So that helped guiding me on the part where I am right now. And it also keeps you online when you volunteer and work with these guys. It's like they tell you that you're doing a good job and you feel like you have to perform. So the drive when people telling you that you have to perform helped me to focus, doing research, doing social media, going out in the field, and carrying out work.
Excellent. And what I'm hearing from all of the panelists is that there is a communal element to the learning practice and process. So you are benefiting from the work you're doing with researchers, volunteering, the leadership programs that from the resume I've seen here, both of you gentlemen would have participated in. It gives you an edge. There are persons though who are very excited about the online options for learning and completing the degree, and maybe I don't want to be in a class and with all the group work and with all the talking to the people. But how would you say that that has advanced your experience, your learning experience, so much so that you did not stop at your first degree?
Yeah, so I did a year undergrad online, no, 2 years undergrad online, and all of my masters, it was online as well. And that did not hinder me from having that same transferable skills that you would get in a face-to-face setting. So when I'm there, I'm still learning how to work in a group setting. I'm still learning how to research. I'm still learning how to manage online tools, because those are the things that will help you in the workplace. Because when you have that type of group setting and most things are happening on Microsoft Teams or Zoom, it kind of molds you into the environment that you're going into as an adult. So if you have that fear of not getting that same experience of being face-to-face, and you might get that little fatigue, there's still this drive in you that the teachers here at UWI kind of help to bridge that gap, because they're still sending those invites that you can still come to those sessions on campus, so you can still partner with the industry leaders and have that experience. The persons are there, they're coming to those networking events as well, so you will meet them in person, and you still have that rapport online. And most of the times, the online option is the best option for you, because when you're doing your masters, you want to have that work experience, or you want to have that life that you already have, and you just put that, you kind of integrate them together. So when you have an online class, you can still be watching your kids for the persons who have kids. You can still, be at your office at 5 and not be in the traffic to come up here at UWI. You can still be doing multiple things for those for people. So you can look at the advantages of having an online class, and it won't hinder you from moving forward. And you're still getting all the things that you get from your first degree, your second degree into the workplace, and you get all the experience that you want to.
So it's malleable, depending on the needs that you have as the student. There is a program, as we say, UWI For You. There is a program that's going to line up with the needs you have, because just as you said, Javon, many of the postgraduate students tend to be working people. And if you don't have a funded master's program, you better make sure you're maintaining the job, right? Because that's how you're going to be paying for those bills when they come in. Now, touching on that funding question, before we talk about the funding, because we do have Avaloy who's going to speak with us after this panel on funding opportunities, but what have you been seeing as the value of your postgraduate programs? Are you able to now negotiate for more pay, or is everybody looking at the degree as the degree and it's just experience and experience, so it don't make a difference? Because we do hear that, the education unnecessary is the experience that we're looking for. Have you seen a dollar value advantage moving from first degree, which seems very common and normal for persons in the workplace, into a postgraduate program?
So if I can just jump in and say, so I haven't finished, but what I can say to you is that I have seen that increase. So once I go to, you mentioned the Benty Talk Sports, so this is me freelancing and using my knowledge that I've garnered through my postgraduate degree to teach people the specialized stuff within the realm of sports, and that attracts a dollar value. So once I start to do certain things, it literally 6 figures. We're talking about 6 figures for this specific stuff. So these are the type of stuff that I'm using to pay back for the program. So while you're pursuing the program, you're still able to use the knowledge that you've been given to improve in your practices at work, or whether you do freelance, whatever it may be, you have an added value that you can use to garner some money and garner some experience overall. So I can say I've definitely seen the benefit of using your degree here and making some money.
I love that he's leveraging it. He's not even finished with the program, but he's leveraging that access to information. You're saying something, Javon?
And just to add to that, I finished my program, and let me tell you, yesterday's price is not today's price. Because you have your master's program that you put out all your work in, your research, you do all of these type of stuff. The day I got my master's, I walked into that HR office and said, hey, Let's go up some
talk.
salary
Let's
scale.
talk.
Let's talk about, because you know your worth. It's not at the same level when you're coming with your first degree, your bachelor's. You're advancing yourself, and in turn you're advancing the company. So once you can have that justification to say, hey, you know, I'm now specialized in I did communication for social behavior change. I'm now specialized in this area, and this is what I'm going to contribute to the company. So, and we need to talk about negotiation process. And even in communication, when you're going to the freelance areas, when you can consult, they look at the seniority. You are 24 and you have this master's degree, you submitted this research proposal because you're using all the things that you did in your master's to add to your professional value. So I did this research proposal on how social media can help the health benefits of this, that. You can get a lot of consultancies, especially in digital health right now, and you can use it in other areas because you're now an expert in your field, you're trained, you're an expert, so you can use that to your benefit to bring up your value in whatever space you go. So you have panels like these, you go on these different talk shows and you talk about your experience, so you yourself can position yourself as an expert in the field so people know your value. So once you value yourself, everybody will think you're invaluable and you can up your value.
And it requires asserting yourself, right? You don't just get the paper, sit down on it and smile.
Yes.
You know, they should know that this is my master's smile.
No, you shouldn't.
So
You shouldn't.
What would you say you're doing now to assert and use those skills, but also the skills that you recognized from pursuing the program that were necessary to make the best of those opportunities?
Okay, so my master that I did an MPhil, and that is a research master's, where you have to be out in the field, you're running your own project, you become a project manager. When you're doing an MPhil, you might face problems, and if you don't overcome these problems, then you won't have a master's. And it's the same thing that you come over in the PhD. So the whole process in planning, you're your own supervisor. Even though you have a supervisor there, you have to manage your time, because when most people start the MPhil and you say, oh, I'm not going to classes, you do your plenary, you do the core courses that you need to do, but now I have my project, and people said, oh, I'm not doing an exam. So that's the first shock you get. Now you have to meet your goals, you have to plan. If any problems that you have to overcome. And the process of doing that to get the masters, make you ready to deal with any problem in the world. We always have a joke here, if you can overcome and finish that degree, you can manage anything.
That's true.
Because it builds you mentally. You will go through a phase where you feel happy, where you get writer's block, where you feel like you want to cry, you want to give up. But when you stick it out, and you might say that person is brighter than you, it's nothing about that, it's to stick it out to the end. And when you do that, that gives you the drive to overcome anything. And lastly, you mentioned something about the doors. Yes, when you get a graduate degree, it opens new doors, but some of those doors you have to push it open. You have to sell yourself in what you have done. There's one saying that people always say that the humble calf drink the most milk. I can tell you, in our research world, if you don't put out what you do, if you don't put out your qualification, if you don't go out and ask for things, you will remain there. So you have to put in the work, and the work that you put in, you will get the degree. It creates, as I would say, a new being.
Now, that begs the question, right? How do you balance the priorities? How do you manage the requirements of managing yourself? Because it's not like a first degree where anybody's chasing you around, or you have, you know, all your friends from high school coming with you, so we're all going to class together. The master's requires a lot more independence. They are treating you as a more mature student. And so the deadlines that are set are for you to hit them. You know, the management of your program, your project, your research, that's really in your hands. How do you find how did you develop and design your own time management system to stay on top of the work while earning the money?
Yeah, so...
And any other obligations you may have had.
True. So the key word for me in everything is discipline, because you have to know what is your priority. A lot of people, they have this misconception that if you're giving 90% this time, 80% this time, 70% this time, that means that you're failing something because they want to give 100% all the time, but that's not the case. You have your 9 to 5. A lot of programs here at the university you can set up on Saturdays, or it's from 6 to 9, or it's very flexible for persons who are working. So they really set you up in a way that you can earn your money and you can come to school. However, it's a lot of work. You have to have that discipline, because after you have that 5 to 9 class, then you have to work from 9 to 8:30 again to finish your assignments or your proposals and so on. So you have to have that discipline to know what you really want, and know that if you're not giving your 100% to this project today because you have to give 100% at work, it's okay. You just find that time to contribute to whatever you're doing. Give yourself an implementation timeline to whatever project you're giving. And a lot of times people fear that they're going to get reprimanded by it, but I see where a lot of professors and a lot of supervisors are very lenient to your time because they know the struggles, because they've been through it. So you say, you know, I can't make this 11:59 deadline. Please give me until 12 o'clock tomorrow. And then you just have that communication, and a lot of times they really and truly accommodate you. Just send that email if you can't do it. But once you start getting the groove and have the discipline, you can prioritize and you can get through it.
Excellent. Thank you, Javon. Shakil?
I agree completely. So a lot of, you mentioned about not being able to, go to class and speak to your. He touched on also speaking to your professor. So these are key things within the master's program. You have to have a relationship with your professors. And when I say that, you are going to email them, you are going to discuss with them, you are going to level with them. They are professionals as well. They are professionals within your industry. Your classmates are also people that you're going to network with. Why? Because they are future industry professionals. So as such now, time management isn't just directly, okay, I can give 8 hours to this, and then 4 hours to this, and 3 hours to this. Sometimes you might, give up your lunch hour to put in an extra hour within the work, or you might have to miss this class actually and catch it up on the back end.
Yeah.
But you have to understand what works for you and what you're able to do to get the job done. And I think once you're pursuing a master's or a postgraduate program overall, you just have to understand your timing and understand what works for you. And I think that's just the key.
And give up some weekends too.
Well, one of the first things I would tell everybody, you have to know yourself. For example, I get bored easy, I'm hyperactive, and I love to enjoy myself. So what works for me, from early, the supervisor that I selected. When you go do research, you can either love your supervisor or you hate that supervisor. So you have to have I would tell people, have a supervisor that you can work with. The second thing that helped me work out with meeting goals is having a good research group. So like, for example, we have a research group that meets every Monday. So you know when that Monday comes in and you didn't do anything, you're feeling bad. So you have to put in that work. And you need your family and friends around you. As I said before, there are some times where you just come and something that you had written for a month, you're written in one day. And you have sometimes where you're sad and cry and all of that. But the support, you need it. For example, I did my MPhil and doing a PhD, I'm working. So I work in full time. So you have to have that balance. And that's why I said the support network, your family, your friends, and the research group, all of that help you to keep focus on your goal. Yes, you need timelines, but there is, as I would always tell people, you need a balance. So you need work, and you need to have a little fun, a little play, a little rest. And when you put it all together, it will help you finish that day.
Thank you very much. Now, we've gotten to the end of our panel. I still want to ask you guys kind of a hot buzzer round. What would you say, beginning with Javon, and I'll take from each of you, what would you say is the biggest lesson you learned in completing your postgraduate studies?
The biggest lesson I learned is that I don't have it all together. I thought I had this academic thing down pat. I can just, do an essay the night before and all of that type. But that was a reality check for me. And I had to really buckle down and say, okay, I have to have that discipline, because a lot of times people think that you have to be bright to do even a first degree or master's. But when you see that person having that discipline and going to the library every night till 3 a.m. and they put the reading and they're missing the parties and they're doing the work. But they have that little bit of balance same way, but they still have the discipline. They reach even farther than the persons you think, they come from Brighton town. But the reality check for me was really and truly putting in the work in the master's program. Because in the first degree, I kind of had a little more free time, but master's, yeah man, I had to buckle down. So that was the biggest reality check for me, and that's why I implore everyone to have that discipline. Give up some of the things. You're still going to have fun, you know, and it's only 2 years or 18 months. So you will enjoy it more when you have the degree and you can enjoy yourself without that pressure, but just put in the work and have that discipline.
Thank you very much. What would you say is your biggest lesson?
I think for me is passion is pursued interest, and therefore anything that you put your mind to, you can do. So if you want to do a government degree because you genuinely see yourself as a person in government, if you want to do that sports management degree because you see yourself as an industry leader in sports management, there is nothing wrong with having goals and trying to achieve that goal by any means necessary. Just know that there will be challenges, but remember the end goal in mind, and you can do anything to get it done.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Shaquille. What would you say is yours, Damian?
What I did learn is that we're all equal.
Yeah.
People always have it that because you're not at maybe at a US or European university, that maybe scientists or people there are above you. We're all equal. If you have a problem, send an email, ask a question. You'll be surprised that people will return and help you with your problem. Don't sit there with a problem or say, oh, I don't have the funding, oh, I can't do this. Reach out, ask, get the help, and you'll be surprised. You'll get the papers and you'll get the answer. We're all equal.
And from your experience, perhaps submitting research to journals and so on, you're all writing into the same journals, you're all contributing to the same work, working on the same teams to solve big world problems.
Yeah.
Once you are engaged in your program and committed and disciplined, you can contribute just as well as the best and the brightest.
Yeah.
And my last one in this hot button round now, something you wish you knew before your masters, and you want to give them a fast pass, a hack, like I never knew when I started, but I want to make sure you know it when you start. What would you share with our viewing audience?
For me, I thought I was better than AI. So I thought I was better than ChatGPT and DeepSeek and Notion AI, but then I realized it can really and truly help me, don't copy and paste, you know, really and truly help me into knowing what type of sources I can use, knowing how to structure essay properly, knowing, you know, probably you don't have that strict direction from your degree program or you don't understand something in class, so you just go on it and see if you can expand your knowledge and see what you can grab from it to implement in your essay. But for me, I was just so afraid that I will get, I was so afraid of just using it and say, okay, people are going to pick up me not as bright as me think. So you can use the AI tools as an addition to helping you to move farther into what you're doing.
Thank you, Javon. Shaquille?
Sometimes you can just ask a question. So I think it's best to actually just walk around and ask questions. That can set you apart from anybody else. So I go and I ask my lecturers several questions. They might not think I'm the brightest. They might actually say, how did you get into this program? But honestly speaking, I'm going to ask a plethora of questions because once I'm finished, I'm going to now tackle that assignment. I'm going to now tackle this activity, and I'm going to get it done to the best of my ability. But I completely understand. So it's not back in undergrad or back in even high school where you're afraid to put up your hand. No, I'm going to raise my hand and I'm going to ask a question. Really? And then it can benefit the entire class. So you never know what might happen.
Absolutely. And for you?
I'd follow up on it. Don't be afraid to ask questions and don't be afraid of criticism. That is what builds you. So some people might sit down in class, oh, I don't want to ask a question, you know. People might look at me and I don't look smart. Sometimes all of us down there want to ask a question. Just ask. And criticism from your colleagues build you. So for example, in my graduate group, we all ask some questions. And people sometimes might even dare cry. But you see, when you go out to a conference, you have a crocodile back. You just stay there and you're super. So don't be afraid of criticism.
Absolutely. So criticism helps you to refine. You're sometimes just one question away from the clarity and the excellence that you seek. And of course, learning to integrate the tools that are available. Research and the process of research is different from when I was doing my first degree and scouting through the halls of the library to find the book and who coming back with the book and when the book and it's overdue, because the answers seem to be very limited. But now we can integrate with the resources that we have. I want to say thank you to the very diverse panel panel, not just across the disciplines, but also the age and the experience that your program has offered you. From media and communications to sports to zoology, I want to say thank you again to you gentlemen for sharing so openly and impactfully with our audience. And I hope you took your notes, right? From the hacks that we got at the end, but the key lessons on how you can maximize the opportunities here at the UWI Mona campus in your postgraduate studies. Now, we touched a little bit on this question of scholarships and funding opportunities, because let's be honest, money is what's going to move that mountain for some of us, right? It's not just the ambition, it's not just the idea, it's not just the plan, it's not just the strategy we have in our mind, but the ability to fund or higher education studies. So to give us now an overview of scholarships and the financial support that's available to postgraduate students, I want to invite to speak with us now Avaloy Forbes. Now, Avaloy serves as the administrative officer for the UWI School for Graduate Studies and Research. I think Avaloy is ready, yes, and making her way back to our main stage. So we'll give our attention now to Avaloy Forbes.
Hi everyone, I am Avaloy Forbes from the School for Graduate Studies and Research, and I'm delighted to be here to share with you some information on postgraduate scholarships offered to students of the Mona campus of the University of the West Indies. Financing graduate education can be challenging, and that's why the School for Graduate Studies and Research is committed to supporting students through a range of scholarships that recognize academic excellence, research potential, and financial needs. So let's explore a few of the scholarships and funding opportunities that we have available. We have the Dr. Pauline Lawrence and Dr. Carlton Davis scholarships. There's a total of 6 awards available at a total value of $7,500 United States dollars, and supports programs in the Masters of Sciences in the following areas: agricultural entrepreneurship, plant production and protection, and biotechnology. And then there's the Lisa Gore Seafort Scholarships, sponsored by the Gore Foundation, and this covers psychology-related MSc programs and offers up to 6 awards per year, and you can access up to $5,000 US annually. So in the Institute for Cultural Studies, we have a scholarship that supports postgraduate degrees in the area of cultural studies, and it's valued up to 300,000 Jamaican dollars, and one recipient is selected. So we have an odd scholarship. It's a post-degree award, and that's called the Caribbean Airlines Award that came on this year. And it offers 2 students of the Mona campus in the category of electrical engineering or computer engineering, one scholarship valued at 4,000 Trinidad and Tobago dollars, and that's around 570 United States dollars. And then there's the Dorothy Pine McClarty Postgraduate Scholarship that offers funding for research degrees related to elections and governance in Jamaica, and that offers up to 325,000 Jamaican dollars per annum for 3 years, and one person is selected for this award every 3 years. Now, the School for Graduate Studies and Research has a flagship scholarship program, and it's called ICAMPS, which is Intra-Caribbean Academic Mobility Program, and this offers up to 14 scholarships, and Mona campus students can access funding through the Masters of Science in Food and Agro-Processing Technology. It covers tuition fees and other university fees, and it also has a portion of it for internship costs, as well as stipend of about 700 euros per month. And then we have the Enith and Victor Bradley and International Center for Environmental and Nuclear Sciences. That scholarship offers 1 award, and it goes to MPhil students in the Faculty of Science and Technology, or the MSc in Medical Physics with specializations in radiotherapy, nuclear medicine and diagnostic, nuclear sciences, biomedical research science, or biomedical instrumentation. And the value of this scholarship goes up to over $1 million for the MPhil or MSc program. And then we have the CRIF postgraduate scholarships that have been around for a very long time, I think since 2010. And they have given us varying between 3 to 6 scholarships annually. And for the Mona campus, it covers the MSc Natural Resource Management program and the Enterprise Risk Management program. That's a joint program with the Mona School of Business and Management. And the value of this scholarship is up to 11,000 United States dollars. The Queen Elizabeth Commonwealth Scholarship, that's given to Commonwealth persons. There's 1 scholarship available and tenable at the University of the West Indies. And for the Mona campus, if you are applying for programs in natural resource management, biomedical research, cultural studies, social work, or sports management at the Master of Science level, you can actually become eligible for that program, and it covers up to 25,000 US dollars for the duration of your program, and covers hall accommodation as well. And then you have 3 scholarships that are coming on board this year, and I just wanted to just give you a sneak peek. And one of them is the Wilfred Chan Award of Excellence for Research in Natural Products, which would be an award of up to, I think, 1 per year, and it's a postgraduate degree that supports natural products chemistry and values up to 2,500 US dollars. And then there are some recent developments from the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Grenada. They both have approved scholarships along with their partners. And for the St. Vincent and Grenadines OECS Data for Decision-Making Scholarships, we have up to 4 awards that are available in postgraduate degree programs in statistics, demography, and data science, or any related field that is approved by the St. Vincent government and the World Bank. And the value of this is up to $45,000 for the duration of the program, 45,000 US dollars to be exact. And the Grenada OECS data for decision-making scholarship covers up to 8 awards. And this is for similar type of programs in statistics, economics, demography, data science, and any related field that is approved by the government of Grenada and its partners. And the value of the scholarship is up to 40,000 United States dollars during the duration of the program. And that ends a suite of programs that we offer in terms of funding opportunities that are available. But if you should require any further information, please reach out to us at gsr@uwi.edu, or you can look at our website at www.uwi.edu/gsr. Thank you so much, and call to action. If you are in need of information for scholarships, because we know that this is an important part of your journey, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.
Research isn't just in labs or textbooks, it's the toothpaste we use, the pen that captures our ideas, and the crops that feed our nation. At the University of the West Indies, research is the heartbeat of progress, shaping Jamaica, the Caribbean, and the world. On March 13, 2025, join us for UWI Research Day, where innovation meets action, under the theme, Driving Jamaican, Caribbean, and Global Development Through Research, Innovation, and Advocacy. Witness groundbreaking discoveries that redefine policies, transform industries, and empower communities. Explore interactive exhibits, engage with visionary thinkers, and watch as innovators pitch life-changing projects to global donors. Students, entrepreneurs, policymakers, and dreamers, this is your invitation to shape tomorrow. Mark your calendar, March 13, 2025.
All right, thank you very much, Avaloy Forbes there, helping us to understand the resources that we can access to really accelerate these ambitions around postgraduate studies. And of course, I want to just congratulate the UWI Mona for making sure that they are responsive to the needs of students. While everybody would love to be able to come flush with cash to meet those financial needs, it's important to provide the support and the resources for those who simply need a bridge to be able to meet the goals that they have. So thank you again, and we do hope that already the website has some more clicks coming in, the queries, the application forms being downloaded, and people scheduling in their calendars the time that they're going to call tomorrow to get some more information on how to apply. Let's maximize the resources available. Now, you must be wondering how my panel has expanded. We still have our core panelists with us, but we are now joined by the representatives from the various faculties, including the Institute for Gender and Development Studies. So this is to facilitate the questions that have been coming in via YouTube so that your personal and specific questions can be addressed by the relevant representatives. So many of the questions here are of an administrative nature, so I can see already Prof. Roy leading in those responses as the Director for Grad Studies. But please, for the representatives across the various faculties and institute, I want you to chime in if there's any unique or special element that may be relevant only to your particular faculty. Please do provide the support and the clarity there. So the first two questions are around admissions. Is there an application fee to apply to grad studies, and how long does that admissions process usually take? Prof. Roy?
There's no application fee. It's totally online and it's free of cost. How often do you hear that?
Rarely. Rarely. No application fee, plus it can be done remotely.
And completely free of cost, and all the information you upload online and your application will be processed right away. But Crystal, even if somebody decides outside of the application period that they want to apply for a graduate program, just reach out to us at postgrad@uwimona.edu.jm, and we will open the application portal for them and send an email and give them 24 hours to apply. We want everybody. UWI for you.
Can I just testify that is in fact the case, and I benefited from that 24-hour window, quick response, thanks to Georgia and the team that was inside Grad Studies to make sure that it happened. So again, this matter of being intimidated and not wanting to ask questions and think it is too late, and you know, the big obelisk that is the UWI, maybe I shouldn't say anything. You're a question away from getting the responses and the support that you need.
It's never too late.
Thank you very much, Prof. Roy. Now, the other question here is relevant to PhD programs, but also generally the research process. First part of the question, can a student be admitted for a PhD similar to their undergraduate major, but not similar to their master's degree?
Yes, you can be admitted to a PhD, but for the PhD, you start with a Master of Philosophy and then you can upgrade to the PhD. If you have a master's degree that's different from the PhD that you want to do, then yeah, we allow that kind of switch all the time. For instance, I had an MPhil student who did biotechnology, and then she went to the Mona School of Business, and she's never done business before, and she did an MBA, and she topped the class. Go Cindy.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. And what's the process for upgrading to a PhD from the MPhil?
So for the Master of Philosophy, once you have completed some of that work, and it's evolving into a PhD, the Master of Philosophy, you don't have to produce any new information, but for the PhD, you have to produce new information, new knowledge. So once you have reached that stage and it's evolving into a PhD, then we do what we call an upgrade seminar, where you write an upgrade document, you are examined orally by several examiners, and they say, this looks like a good plan for a PhD, and then administratively you upgrade, and you will continue on and do your PhD, not get the Master of Philosophy, but end up with a PhD. Best decision I've ever made.
Thank you very much. Now, by a show of hands, which faculties facilitate a hybrid approach to learning, online and in person? All right, nice. So it means too that it's accessible for persons who, for whatever reason, may not be able to enter the classroom for every single session. There's not a lot of barrier around accessing online learning platforms.
In fact, during COVID, when we were in emergency teaching and online, our graduate population grew. Our postgraduate students are telling us that they want programs online, and we've been evolving, but too slowly.
Now, I'd love to hear from some of the faculty representatives. What are some of the advantages you're seeing and benefits to some of the students who are maximizing this kind of hybrid approach? Because there are some who fear that there is a loss in the quality of the experience if the student isn't directly in front of you at all levels of the education system. What are your experiences and learnings from that process that could assure some of the potential and prospective students?
Okay, if I may go first. At the moment, we have a course that we offer in the Faculty of Science and Technology. It's called the Research for the Sciences. And it's offered to any student in any of our graduate programs. This semester, we also have students who are in Cave Hill in Barbados and St. Augustine in Trinidad. They aren't coming here for any of the classes. It's offered to them online as well. Full participation, and we've had no sort of bad or unpleasant experience with regard to the delivery of the material and the course. It's just been seamless.
Thank you, and that's an excellent testimony coming from SciTech, right? The technology is serving the needs. Yes.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The Master of Laws is offered fully online to support the regional character of the program. A student who is taking the Master of Laws at Mona can actually take courses from the other campuses as well. So all the expertise that we offer at our 3 faculties of law is actually pulled into our Master of Laws. So depending on the student's interest in courses, they can actually take courses at Mona, St. Augustine, and Cave Hill. And they all meet online, and their teachers will deliver all the courses online. And so far, there has been great cohesion between students, and I believe a good experience of benefiting from the expertise that the Caribbean can offer in terms of legal expertise.
Yes, so this has implication for how regional students will maximize the regional nature of the University of the West Indies, yes?
Absolutely. So in the Faculty of Humanities and Education, and in particular the Departments of Library and Information Studies and the School of Education, most of our students in the graduate programs are online. In fact, I mostly teach at the graduate level, and I haven't taught in a classroom since 2015. So I am not necessarily an in-person teacher anymore. And again, we have had students do the entire degree without even having to come to Mona. And it's not just the students having access. We are now able to provide the best quality lectures, not just that is available in Jamaica, but right across the region. So in my own department, most of our lecturers now are not necessarily residential in Jamaica, simply because of that online variety. So yes, we encourage it, not just at the MA level, at the master's level, but even at the research level. So most of my MPhil and PhDs are not even residential in Jamaica again. And so it allows for an analysis that is rich and localized to their own context. And again, we facilitate that by having committees that are also regional as well. So absolutely, you're not going to get a one-dimensional experience by the in-person kind of thing. But just having that hybrid, our classrooms are literally everywhere. So feel free to join us just for that experience.
Excellent, excellent. My only moment of pause is that some won't get to experience the magnitude and the magnificence of the UWI Mona campus, because it is fabulous, but the quality of teaching will not be affected at all. Another question that's coming in is related to the supervisor structure. Do you need to secure a supervisor before you register for the program? How much do you need to know about what you want to do before you get started?
So if you're going to do our Master of Philosophy or a Doctor of Philosophy, before you can be accepted into that program, a supervisor must be identified. If we don't have the expertise at Mona, then a supervisor that's not at Mona, the supervisor can come from industry, can come from anywhere, but you must have a co-supervisor on the campus. So that's how, because we anticipate that we don't have all the expertise, so we will get the expertise from wherever. If you have a supervisor that's not on the campus, then you have a co-supervisor that is on the campus.
Thank you, Prof. And is there a minimum requirement for a GPA regarding admissions?
For the research degrees, it's 3.0. But remember, 2.9 is 3.0. And Crystal, there are some students, some undergrad students, or some students who have done a research project. And so even if their GPA is not as great as we want them to be, they have shown that they can do research. And some of them excel in these research courses. And many of our master's students too, they also do a research project. And we look at those things and we allow the department that want to take that student to do some research and the supervisor to make the case, and we listen.
Excellent. And I hope our viewers are getting even more excited about the opportunities here. If you do have any additional questions, I'm hoping that we'll be able to take them, because as you're listening, you may be generating some new queries and getting curious to dig deeper. But we do have a query here around the quality of the degree. And I boasted a little bit earlier about the #1 in the region and the top 3% globally. But Prof, before we hear from some of the faculty representatives on the quality and the muscle of that degree when they move outside of university, I'll hear you. Sounded like, I saw your hand waving.
Oh, come on, man. We are ranked in the top 4% of universities globally. And in that ranking, Crystal, we're the only institution, the only university in the Caribbean.
Wow.
That's
in the top
that ranking.
4%.
So there's no question about our quality. We have the monument that tells you how many Caribbean prime ministers are from this institution, this great regional institution. And did you know that we are only one of 2 regional universities globally? Globally, there's only one in the Pacific, and us, a regional institution.
I did not know that. So we're meeting a very, very big gap, closing a big gap around the needs tertiary-wise in the region, but also doing it at the ilk of the top 4%.
And you know, our Vice Chancellor at not 2020, 2023, 2024, maybe 2022, 2023, graduation said, our Chancellor said, if everybody who went to UWI in the Caribbean stayed home, the Caribbean would shut down for a day. That's what our impact is. It's very important.
Excellent. And from the faculty level, please take the moment to brag a bit about the international impact and the mettle that your students are stepping out into industries with.
Right. So from the Faculty of Social Sciences, the metric that I use is that we have several graduates from the master's programs who have been able to get into internationally recognized PhD programs or doctoral programs generally. And so to me, that's an indication of the strength of the preparation. So they're good in research methods, they're good in statistics or other types of data analysis, and they're good in research design and execution. And those are the things that will set them apart from other applicants when they try to enter these doctoral programs at the international level. So for the programs that we don't offer here in doctoral studies, our students are very well prepared and being competitive applicants for other programs overseas.
Exciting to hear. Any other faculty?
Sure. For medical sciences, I'm not going to speak about the accomplishments and the representation of our physicians and nurses. That is legacy.
It is.
But I will highlight a current researcher, Dr. Simone Badal, who is currently being awarded the SAGBO Prize for her research. She has actually developed a line of cancer cells for research. This is one of our current faculty members, graduates of this university. We can also speak about our leadership in the Caribbean. Our Doctor of Public Health programs trains our health researchers or health leaders within the Caribbean. And we train not only for Jamaica, but for the region and excel internationally.
Excellent. Thank you. Does anybody else want to share before we move to hear from our foundation panelists? Because, you know, we haven't spoken to you in a while, and I do want to touch on one thing with you before we wrap.
Sure. Just one more. Certainly, as I had mentioned earlier, I'm a little biased with computer science, right? But our computer scientists that we have graduated. You can call almost any international organization, Google, Apple, LinkedIn, Goldman Sachs.
Wow.
They're there. Yeah? Our very own, again. Yes, may I? Musgrave medals. Yes, Prof. Roy, Prof. Webers. Yes, they have all received national recognition for their work. There is no question of the quality of the degree that you would get from this institution.
I love to hear it. And I love that they have on hand the data, the statistics, the names to reference. So to put it all together eloquently, it's nothing dibby. Okay? Now, as we round out our panel. Oh,
I
yes,
have
please,
to
Prof.
tell you, okay? One of my colleagues from the chemistry department was at a science fair at St. Andrews High School. And she took several pictures of photos that the first farmers made talking about Professor Marcia Roy.
Wow.
That's how you know you're having impact. They know which infant school I went to in St. Elizabeth. They know which high school I went to in St. Elizabeth, Hampton, of course.
Yes.
It was amazing just to see 3 or 4 12 years old making posters about Professor Roy. You know that put 10 years on Mama Life down in St. Elizabeth.
Oh, that's
right?
beautiful to hear. We're really leading in the space around academics and research, and just using this as a prompt to remind our viewers to participate in the upcoming research day here at UWI. Used to be days, but please, everything happening in one day just means they've gotten more efficient at demonstrating and outlining what excellent research is happening here. And so to round out the panel conversations here and answer the last set of questions, I'm going to go to our students to tell me why you chose UWI for your postgraduate program. Javon?
For me, the best place to get communication training is at UWI, because at Carmack, you can be studying journalism, you can be studying communication for social behavior change, you can be studying IMC, integrated marketing communication, but it can go into every single field, because you're not just being trained to be a marketer or journalist, you're being trained to be at the top of your game in whatever area communication there is. Because I studied integrated marketing communication and I ended up doing a stint in journalism, and because of that training, it has given me Young Journalist of the Year, Caribbean Broadcast Union Awards. It has given me the opportunity to travel abroad, and the documentaries that I've done just because of learning the little camera at Carmack in Com 1, 2, 3, 4. It has helped me to just understand every single area of journalism, not just writing, but directing, producing. It's just the skills that you learn at UWI that is incomparable to any other university that you can go to. And even when you go to even London, you can see where you can go at CNN and they say, oh, you know about this because I learned at Carmack.
Of course.
And even now you're doing social behavior change has opened so many doors into understanding how UN organizations really value behavior change, especially where climate change is concerned, health, and even advancing knowledge in HIV/AIDS. And what Carmack does is it opens your mind to all of these areas and how you can implement strategies and communication techniques in order to make a change. And that is what I've done so far, and that's why I will always choose UWI. I'm going to start my PhD soon. Yes. Professor Roy will talk, probably in public health, because I love health promotion and so forth. So that's why I really and truly always come back to UWI, because I go out there and search, and it's still here, and it's only here.
Passion is interest pursued.
Yes.
Is that what you said earlier, Shaquille?
Yeah, definitely.
That sounds like passion. Why did you choose UWI?
For me, if you want to be the best, you have to learn from the best.
That's right.
And you have to be surrounded with the best tools to help you get to your goal. I'm doing my undergraduate here. I did my undergraduate here at the university in the same Carmack, so you learn all of that. My master's at the Faculty of Sport. So the Faculty of Sport is unique because it encompasses all campuses. The one faculty encompasses all campuses. And when I'm here, I'm learning from the best in the industry. I'm meeting the best in the industry. So those people who carry the flag proudly for Jamaica and for their various countries within the region. So you talk about St. Lucia, you talk about Jamaica, the Bowes, the Glen Mills.
Yes,
you learn from them, you discuss with them. You have actual actual reputable people within the industry that you can learn from, bounce ideas from, and just one call away. I have the best numbers in my phone right now.
That's true. That's
I believe you. I believe you. And let's hear from you, Damian. What informed your choice? The three-peat.
Well, I would just say that UWI chose me. The life that I lived in Department of Life Sciences, how the lecturers, when I just came in, didn't know anything, nurtured me, carried me out in the field, teach me how to deal with community people, teach me how to advocate for the environment in creating the biologist that I am today. I couldn't make any other choice. So I would say I go down not only UWI to the Department of Life Sciences, those lecturers, the staff there, who, whatever problem we had, everybody came together and help each other out. We help out each other with labs. We help other graduate students out. So that whole family, I don't know where else I would go. I got offered to leave here, but that whole relationship, even though we have our challenges that we have to overcome, that whole relationship, that's why I'm here. If it wasn't there, I wouldn't be here.
And let me just add my 2 cents. The experience is the same for me. I would have come from the Faculty of Social Sciences with my first degree. I said, let me challenge myself a little bit and get sciencey. Intimidated, yes, but I made my way over to science and technology. And the program I selected was actually in natural resource management, NRM. And my specialization, disaster risk reduction, and we got a little deeper in integrated urban, rural, and environment management. So, Pulsi, international relations, African diaspora studies in my first degree. And I'm now on the road with geologists. We're looking at marine biology, conducting environmental impact assessments, completing geoinformatics with Professor Liai, or is it doctor? I mean, he might be a professor by now. So I also want to say, in my own experience, I have lived through the kind of patient tutelage, and I want to big up Dr. Viv Vassal at the Institute for Sustainable Development, and the team that just works tirelessly to figure out how to make these programs accessible. My master's program was a 12-month program, and we worked evenings, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and weekends, and we did our field trips. Immersive and very, very comprehensive. And you walk out of your program and you just feel confident. Like what you asked me a while ago, hold on. Let me explain to you and give you context and references, because it is an immersive experience. So I want to say thank you, Prof, for the work that you're doing with your team, and generally to the team that continues day to day to engage with students and ensure that they have a positive and nourishing experience in their graduate studies program. These are the soldiers on the front line of the battlefield, but you can trust them. They won't leave you hanging. And when it comes down to it, they will have your back. Thank you so much for sharing with us, and giving yourself a round of applause, man. Big work, big impact, and big results. And so we're moving now to hear essentially our vote of thanks from the Senior Assistant Registrar inside the Office of Graduate Studies. And I mentioned earlier just how responsive she was for me, Miss Georgia Bennett. Over to you.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Georgia Bennett, and I'm the Assistant Registrar in the Office of Graduate Studies and Research. I want to thank all our prospective students who have joined us online today, demonstrating an interest in pursuing a postgraduate degree at the University of the West Indies. You have heard presentations about our diverse programs and insightful panel discussions highlighting the benefits of postgraduate education and the personal experiences of the panelists who are or were UWI students. Now you may be wondering what next in the application process. Well, I'm here to guide you through these steps. The links in my presentation will be shared with you as soon as I refer to them. Now, there are 4 steps I encourage you to follow before and after you have submitted your online application form. Step number 1, visit the Office of Graduate Studies and Research website and download a copy of our quick reference guide. This digital booklet will provide you with a comprehensive list of our program offerings for the upcoming academic year. Review the offerings and choose the program that best aligns with your career goals. Step number 2, after you have selected your program, read up on the program to ensure that it aligns with your career goal. Too often, I've seen students after a year in the program, they're submitting a letter to our office saying that the program that they're in do not align with their career goal. So gather as much information about the program, ask questions to ensure that you have selected the right program. Step number 3, apply online. There is no cost attached to our online application. All our programs are currently open except for our clinical programs, which were closed in December 2024. Applications for our MSc Economics program, will close this Friday, February 28, 2025. And for all our other programs, the closing date is March 31, 2025. Should you have any difficulty applying or you not understanding how to apply, there is a video on our website that demonstrates the steps of the application. So feel free to visit the video should you have any difficulty. Step number 4, there is a complete list on our website that shows all the supporting documents that are required to complete your application form. Please note that after you have submitted your application form, that is not it. You need to submit your supporting documents in order to complete the application. After you have submitted your application form, you will receive an automated response letter. This letter will provide instructions on how to submit these supporting documents to our office. With regards to our minimum entry requirements, this information is detailed in our quick reference guide, so you can, once you download a copy of the booklet, you can read up on it. The information was also highlighted in the faculty presentation. Profroy has already indicated this, that if you do not meet our minimum entry requirement, you can still apply for a postgraduate program, as other criteria are taken into consideration, such as your work experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, UWI offers a place for everyone. So I encourage you to visit the Office of Graduate Studies and Research website at the end of this session and click on the Apply Now button to complete and submit your online application. Should you have any queries or concern, feel free to reach out to our office. We have a team that is here to assist you. We can be reached via email, WhatsApp, or telephone, and during the working hours, Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. So, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. This event success is attributed to the contribution of several individuals and teams whom I would like to acknowledge. First and foremost, I thank you, our prospective students, for your attendance and interest in the University of the West Indies. Your time is valuable, and we appreciate you choosing to spend it with us. I extend my appreciation to the marketing and recruitment team for their work in organizing this event. Thank you to our host, Ms. Crystal Tomlinson, for facilitating a lively discussion with our panelists and managing the Q&A session. I also want to thank our presenters and panelists for providing valuable information about our program offerings and the benefits of pursuing a postgraduate degree. Finally, I would like to acknowledge Krishan for the graphics, Marva Witter for the beautiful hall decoration, campus security, Nye Catering, First Class Entertainment, Unique Events, the EMD team, the MITS team, the Office of Graduate Studies and Research team, and the faculty participants in the YouTube chat for their contributions to this event. So ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful evening, and we look forward to receiving your application forms. Thank you.